Good. Hello guys, welcome to Good Micro Projects. Kindly check this application out. When I type anything, you can see, good, I can delete them too. Now we're going to develop this application using React Hooks and Redux. If you want to type along with me, kindly install the following. One, React Redux Dev Tools extension, UUID, and React icons. So that is that, guys. With all said and done, let's begin. Thank you very much. Let's begin by creating 3 folders in our SRC folder. So we create the first one and call it assets. Create the next one, call it components. Then create the next one and call it Redux. Good. So let's take the first one, assets. Now in this application we have no images or screeners, so we leave it blank. We go to the next one, components. Let's create a file and call it todo app.js. Okay. So that is that. So with our boilerplate RAFCE, good, we can say instead of ordinary div, why don't we make it React fragment? So we say React fragment. Okay, yeah, that is that. So inside that, create a div and now we say hello. Now let's link that to the app.js to view on the screen. So this is our app.js. Good. So we can link it and say to do app. Good. Let's import it. Let's import to do app from from components, then to do app. Now let's check our screen to see if there's any complaint. Great, we got hello on the screen, meaning we're ready to go. So before we begin, let's look at the structure for our application. Now in this application, I wanted to have a card, a card like this. Then we create a header for the card. Then we create an input box. Then beside the input box, we have a button. Okay, and we have a button that when you click it, to give us the to-do list over here, something like this. So that is that for the structure. So I think we can begin now. Good. So to begin, let's close the app.js. Good, and come to the app to do app. So we begin by taking the hello off. So the div that will be our container, let's give it a class name. Let's give it a bg of indigo 50. Okay. Now to see what we are doing, let me just resize this thing. Okay, make it a bit. Okay, come here. Tailwind is mobile first. Okay, so let's see so we can see what we are doing. Now we have a bg indigo 50. Let's give it a height h96. Then what again? And let's give it a margin tab 10. Let's give it make it rounded LG. Then let's give it some margin left to right, so MX10. Then what again? Let's give it some shadow. Okay, shadow LG. So that is that our card is ready. Now let's create a header. So the header, we come here, we say header. So the header, we create a div for the header. So inside the div, I want us to have let's create a p tag and let's say to do app. Okay, that is that. Let's give the class name. Let's make it uppercase. Good. Then what again? Font bold. Then test 3x. Then what again? Then let's give it test color. Make it test white. So that is that. Next, let's give the background to. We'll go up to the div and give it a class name equals. Let's give it bg. Let's give it going 900. Let's give it height 16. Then I think that is that. Let's make it okay. So let's bring the text to the center. Okay, so we can say flex, then justify center and items center. So that is that. Test 3x. Why is this too small? 3SL. Sorry, good. 3XL. Good. Yeah, that should be it. So that is that. I think let's make this thing rounded. Okay, it's rounded. It's there. Listen, that makes so we go and make it overflow hidden. Okay, so we say overflow hidden. Yeah, good. So that is that. Our card is ready. Now let's create the body where we can put our input. So we go down a little. Good. And we say body. So the body, let's create a div for the body. So we say div. Then inside the body, let's create another div. Okay, now let's create a form. Let's create a form straight up. A form. So inside the form, what do we need? We need a div that will take the take what? Oh no, sorry. We need a div. Now inside the div, good. We need two things. We need an input. Sorry. We need an input and what? And a button. Yeah. Good. So the button. Good. An input and a button. Good. So that is that. So let's take them one after the other. Good. So let's take the input. In the input. Oh, sorry. What did I do? I'll take it again. Input. Let's give it type. Should we say type equals what? Text. Then let's give it placeholder. Let's give it enter what to do. Next, let's give it a class name. Let's look at it. What do we think we need? Okay, let's give it padding p1. Then let's give it, make it rounded, left, let's make it g, rounded left. Okay, then what again? Let's give it the width. Okay, let's give it, make it 9/12 to cover 90% of the page. Then what again? Okay, let's take the focus off. So we say focus what? Outline none. Okay, that is that. Okay, now let's go to the button. Now the button, let's give it a type. So we say type equals what? Submit. submit on the button. Let's give it what's the name, a React icon. Okay, so we go to React icon and then we say plus. Now inside the plus, which of them should we take? So we go down and look for FA plus square. Okay, pick that one and go add it to it. So we give it, paste it, then we go import it. Okay, so we say import what? Good. From where? React icons /FA. Good. So that is that. Let's check that out. Okay. Good. That is that. So what we need to, let's style it. So we go down, give it a class name equals, sorry, let's give it bg good, bg green 900, then text white, then what again, let's increase the size to say text 3XL, and let's give it some px, make it 1. Good. So that is that. Now next thing to do is to make them centered. Okay, the inputs and the button centered. So we go to the div, the div here, give it a class name, and we'll make it flex justify center, and what again? Yeah, that's that. So what we need to do next is to make the button to rounded. Okay, good. Let's give some margin tab. So MT, let's give it 5. Good. So let's make this into rounded. Okay, the button to rounded. So we go to the class name, then we say rounded right. Oh gee, yeah. So that is that. Our input field is ready. The input field, let's give it some padding too. We say P left. Okay. So right here we can say P left 2. Good. So that is that. Good. Now next is the to do items. Okay. So let's go down after the form. Okay. Go down and create to do items. Okay. So to do items, let's create a div. Good. Inside the div, what do we need? We need a UL tag. We need a UL tag. Sorry. We need a UL tag. Good. And the button. Okay. And the button. So we say good. Good. UL tag and the button. So let's take the first one. So let's take the UL tag. We need an LI. Good. And inside that we can say which app. So that is that. Let's take the button to the button. We need the minus tag, so we say let's call the class name for minus. Let's copy this one. Let's the same thing. We say okay, name plus, make it minus. Good. So we just link it. And we say minus. So that's it. Good. So we give it the same class name for the first one. We copy the class name. Come on. Okay, good. Copy. Just paste it there nicely. The test tool, let's make it. Okay, let's do it ourselves. Let's give it a class name, UL. Give it BG 900. Oh, sorry, BG going 900. Then let's give it the width is the same 912. Then let's give it, okay, most importantly, let's display flex. Okay, so let's go. We say flex justify content. No, justify center. Yeah, justify center. Yeah, that is that. Give some margin tab. MT 5. Good, that is that. So good. Let's give it some rounded here. So we say okay, rounded left, rounded left, rounded left, what? OG, yeah. Okay, same thing. Okay, we did that, we copied it. So I think that is that. The test to give some padding, 2x padding. So give it a class name. Class name equals, let's give it test 3x. Give it what again? Padding left 2, and test white. Sorry, th. Oh, sorry guys. WHIT. Yeah, that is that, guys. So I think now we are ready to bind the input box and the button. Okay, so to do that, we don't need this again. Know that, let's go up and import useState. Okay, so we say let's import useState. Sorry, useState. Okay, our useState is ready. Let's give the input a state. So we say const what? Let's call it test. Set test. Good. Should be given what? Equals to useState into bracket. Let's give it an object and call my test with a value empty. Okay, so that is that. Now let's give the input a name and value. So we say name equals my test, and let's give it a value. Value will be what? Test.myTest. Test.myTest. Then an unchanged and say handle change. So let's create a function to handle the change. So we go up, then we say handle change. Oh, sorry. Then let's say const handle change equals to a function. Good. Then we call the event. What should happen? We say set test. Good. Will give us what? Object. And inside we say give us the test, comma. Then make the what? Make the event dot target dot name. Link it with the value of what? Event e dot target dot value. Yeah, that is that. So to try it out to see if it's working, we need to call JSON, giving him a pre tag. So say pre tag, and let's go JSON inside, and we say JSON dot stringify into bracket text. Okay, so that is that. Let's check it out. Good. So over here, anything I type, I need to see it in my test. So we say, can see it, you find it in my test. So that is that. Our test field is working. So next thing to do is to work on the btn field. Okay, so the btn2, you go there, okay, type btn. So let's go to the form and add an on submit. We say on submit equals to handle submit. So let's create a function for handle submit. So we go up, so const handle submit equals to a function, and inside the function we can say event dot prevent default, and we can say alert what? Alert test. And let's check it out. Good. So when I put anything there and I say send, you can see that it alerts the object. So that is that. Our send applies is also working. So that is that. I think we're ready for Redux. Good. To begin Redux, let's go to Redux. Okay. Then inside that, let's create a file and call it store.js. Good. We go to the same Redux folder, create another file and call it reducer.js. Now, in the same Redux folder, let's create another folder and call it to do Redux. Okay, so now inside the to do Redux, you're going to create 3 files. First one, let's call it to do dot action types.js. Okay, next one, we call it to do dot actions.js. Okay, next one, we call it to do dot producer.js. So that is that. Now let's look for the action types and start with it. action type. So we say export const, let's give it let's call them load what to do equals to load to do. So that is that for the action types. Let's copy that, make this one delete to do. Okay. Good. So that is that for the action type. So next is to go to actions. Okay. To do.actions. So the first thing to do is to import the action types. So we say import what load to do, comma delete to do. From where? From to do.action types. Good. So that is that. Now let's create a function for each. So we say export const load to do. Let's make it small letters. Okay. Load to do equals to a function. Good. Then inside that we can say that should return what? Return type, a type called what? Load to do, and comma, and a payload called what? Let's give the payload to do. Let's give this place to do. Good. So that is that. Good. So how about the delete to do? The same thing we copy. Good. Then do the changes. Then this is going to be delete to do. So delete to do. This is going to be ID here. Okay. Delete to do. And the payload is going to be ID. Good. So that is that. So next, let's go to do.reducer. Okay. So to do the reducer, first thing to do is to import the action type. So we did that in the action. So we can copy that. Then we take it to the reducer. Good. So next, let's create a feature key in the store. So we say export const, let's call it to do key. Good, equals to do store. Okay, that is that. Next we create our initial state. We say let initial state, good, equals to what? Equals on the empty array. Okay. Then we come down to say that export const to do reducer equals to a function. Good. Or inside that we can have our state equals to initial state, comma, actions. Okay, oh sorry, action. Good. So further the structuring, we can say let, we can say the type, comma, payload equals to action. Good. So ready for us to switch statement. So, not action types, action. Good. Now ready for our switch statement. SW switch statement, switch into bracket. Into bracket type. When the type is called, what do we do? Okay. So let's take them one after the other. Let's take the case. A case of load data. Load to do. Okay, load to do. What do we do? Load to do colon. Again, load to do colon. What do we do? Then what? Return what? Return new to dos. New to dos. So that is that. Now let's create the new to dos. So the new to dos, I think let's give this thing new to dos. Okay. Let's say let new to dos. Okay, good. So our new to dos is ready. So we can now go down and say new to dos equals to what? Let's give it, it's called the state. So we say state. Then, so next we can say new to dos dot push what? Sorry, dot push into bracket the action dot payload. Good. So I think that is that for yeah, that is that case. Need to do should give us the feedback. I need to do just put the action dot payload. Good. So that should give us the need to do. Good. So that is that. How about the case of delete? So with the case of delete, write it case delete to do. Case delete to do. What do we do? Same thing, new to dos, give us the state back. Then what do you do? Now let's filter it. Good. So we say new to dos equals new to dos dot filter into bracket item. Oh, sorry. Item that gives us for item dot id. Oh, come on. Item dot id is not equal to. It's not equal to what? Action dot payload. Yeah, that is that. So we can what? Return new to dos. Nice. So that is that. Let's bring our default state. So we say default to return state. So we say so. That is that, guys, for the to do dot reducer. All we need to do is to go to the next one, to do dot root reducer. Okay. First thing is to import with the import to do reducer. Good, reducer from where? From to do Redux, yeah, from to do Redux, then to do reducer. Yeah, that is that. Next, we also import with combine reducer. Good. Combine reducers. Good. Not combine reducer. Combine reducers from Redux. So that is that. So we can now say let what root reducer be equal to what? Combine reducers into bracket. Let's call the how do you call it? The to do key. Okay, so we say to do key. Good, and give it the value to do reducer. Good. So that is that, to do reducer. Good. So finally, we can export our root reducer. Yeah, that's that. Now export the to do the root reducer to where? To the store. Okay. So we go to the store, then import the root reducer. We say import. Oh, sorry. Let me see. I didn't import the key. One minute. This to do key, I need to import it. So let's give it to do key from the same place. So that is that. So now let's go export root reducer. Oh, have we in the store? Good. Now export the root reducer. Sorry, root reducer from root reducer. Yeah, that is that. Next we need to import create store. From where? From Redux. Then finally we also need to import what? Compose with DevTools. DevTools. From where? From Redux DevTools extension. Good. So that is that. So finally we can select. Oh no. Good. So finally we can select store equal to what? Create store into bracket root reducer, compose the DevTools to bracket. Good, that is that. So now let's export our store. So now export the store to where? To the app.js. So we go to app.js, then import our store. So we say import store from where? From Redux, then store. Yeah. So that is that. Our store is ready. You also need to import provider. Okay. import provider from where? From React Redux. Then wrap the provider around the component. So we say provider. Good. So inside the provider, we're going to have our store equals store. That is that. We cut this one, take it down. Good. So our provider is also ready. It's good. So now let's check the browser to see if there's any complaint. So we go back to the browser and we say something here. At the reducer, we have line 17, new to-dos is not defined. This new to-do line 17, to-do reducer. Okay, something wrong somewhere. So let's check it out. To-do reducer line 17. So this new to-do is the same new. I spelled it wrong. Oh, sorry. New to-do skill. That is that. Now let's check the browser again. Good. No complaint. No complaint means we are ready to go. Then we can check the store to confirm. We can check the store. Okay. Good. Everything is ready. Good. So what we're gonna do next is to link the store to the component. Okay. Link the store to the component so that we can dispatch. Let's close all this. And we need only the components. Now to begin with linking the store, we need to import use selector and use dispatch. So we say import use selector comma use dispatch from where? From React Redux. Good. Nice. So let's come down here and initialize dispatch. You say let's const dispatch tch good equals to use dispatch. Good. Dispatch is ready. So what we need it for? Good. Does it make it initialize dispatch tch. So that is that. Let's go to the instead of alert. What do we do? So instead of alert, we need to dispatch the new to do. Okay. So what we're gonna do is to take the alert off. Then we say instead of alert dispatch dis, then dispatch into bracket dispatch what? Dispatch the action. The action is called. Let's go to the action. Okay, the action is load to do. So let's go back. Good. Dispatch load to do into bracket gives us an object. Let's take the first one, which is an ID. Let's go UUID v4. Good. Then comma. Let's take the to do item. Let's give it the test. Good. The user types. That's that. Let's import the UUID. So over here we say import what v4 good as UUID v4 from UUID. So that is that. Good. So let's check it out. Go to a browser. Say what load to do is not defined. Oh, sorry, we didn't import load to do. So we go import load to do too. We say import what load to do, good, from Redux to do.actions. So that is that. Let's check our browser again. Good. So anything I type, if I say send, I check my store, I should see it there. Good, guys, we got data. We got data in the store, guys. We got data in the store. Perfect. So that is that. Let's view the data on the component. Okay, to view the data on the component, what do we do? Let's go down. You say view data, const view to do equals to use selector goes to another function. Good. Where we're gonna have the state, where we can say should return what state into bracket. Let's take the key. Okay, so we say to do key. Okay, let's import to do key. Okay. So we say import to do key. Okay, to do key from where? No. Yes, from Redux. Good. The to do key is in the to do Redux. Then it's in the reducer to do reducer. Yeah, what is that? Good. So I think we are ready. Now let's check it out. To view to do. Let's give JSON a view to do. Okay. So we say view to do. Okay, so let's check it out. So now when I go back to see the view to do, and I run, anything I type is the store is empty. So anything I type here and I say send, it comes to the store, which is what we are seeing on the browser now as to do item. So that is the, sorry guys, the ID didn't come. Why did the ID didn't come? Let's check that. ID didn't come. ID equals UUID v4. If UUID v4, good. Let's put this in there. The function there. So let's try it again. And I'll put something there. Good, we got the ID. So that is that, guys. The ID is now working. The ID is now working. Good. So we are good to go now. So now we have this thing working. Anytime we click, we need to clear the screen. Okay, so let's clear the screen. Go to handle submit. Now after the dispatch, good. After dispatch, we want to clear the screen. So we come down and say set test. Should give us what? Give us an object. Are we going to say give us my test the value empty. So let's check that. So when I type something, clears the screen for me. Okay, good. So next is to bring what we are sending the store to the component, okay, using map. So to do that, we go to the to-do list. Good. To-do items. Good. Now let's cut everything here. Cut everything. Good. Then we say create a div. Okay. Create a div. Then inside the div, create called GSX. Then we say view to do dot map into bracket. Let's go. That gives us function. Then inside that we have item. The item. We can call it to do. Good. So this will return what? A div with a key. A key equals what? Let's give it to do dot id. What is that? And let's check our screen to see if there's any complaint. Good, no complaint. So now we can paste our list in there. Our div we cut there. Then now we organize things. Good. Div. Okay. Go up a little. Good. So good. So that is that. So let's call the, instead of the wake up, let's give to do item there. So inside that we can say to do dot what? To do item. Good. Item dot my test. Yeah, that's that. So let's check that out. Good. So if I run it and I put anything there and I say send, you can see, guys, it's working. It's working, guys. Now let's work on the, how they call it, what's the name of this guy? The minus. Okay. So the minus, we go to the minus. Good. So over here, let's add an on-click function. So we say on-click, what should happen? Okay, give us a function that will say handle delete. Yeah, delete, then to bracket what? To do dot id. Good. So now let's create a function for handle delete. So we come up, go up. To view data. Good. And here, so we say handle delete. Oh, come on. Then const handle delete, oh no, equals to a function. Yeah, that's it, equals to a function. Good. Then inside that we can dispatch what? Dispatch the delete to do. Inside that we can have our ID. Okay, an ID here too. ID. Now let's import delete to do. Now the delete to do is with the load to do. Comma. So we say delete to do. There is that. They are all in the action to do those actions. So that is that. Delete to do. You can check it. Yeah, there's it. Delete to do. So that is that. Now let's check if it's working. Go. Now we say type anything. Send. Yo, it's working, guys. That is that, guys. Now what we need to do next is to just how do you call it, make our application responsive. Okay, so to make it responsive, let's go to the to do. Good. Let's go to the to do. No, it's action. It's good. Let's go to dos. Good. Okay, here let me comment there, pre-tag. Then over here, okay, our SM, that is small screen. Let's make the margin at both sides 20. Then for medium screen, let's make the margin X be what, 52. Then large screen, I should close this thing up. Forget. So for large screen, let's make our margin X to be 80. Okay, so let's check that out. So when we drag it, can I see it's resizing? So that is that. Our to-do list is ready. Yeah, guys. Good. Thank you very much for sticking through. Don't forget to do good. Catch you in the next one. Say peace.